And in other news, a man and woman get drunk and blow $30,000 in one night. A lonely college student calls up his mom to talk about Harold and Kumar, and another dead body is tossed on a heap somewhere. For more, visit theonion.com/newsbeat.
This is the Onion News Network.
Claiming freedom. Relentlessly, gay neighbors in Baltimore are fighting back after their yard has been attacked by Christians. Not attacked so much as there's an angry letter from an angry Christian. We're going to read it for you here on Flaming Freedom tonight. You can call into the show if you want. Flaming.freedom is the Skype address, username. You can also dial in. We opened up the phone lines tonight for those of you who don't have Skype. 413-418-2677. That's the Cop Block radio number, by the way. But we're sharing it tonight. So welcome to the show, GayKay47. I'm Derrick J. And
I'm Marcel Fontaine, also known as GayKay47.
How you doing this week, Marcel?
I'm doing pretty fine. A little tired. Well, I worked my first double yesterday, so I'm still quite tired from it.
Double
Shift.
Doing what?
I work with special needs kids.
Aw.
Yeah.
Is that hard?
It's a challenging job, but it's rewarding at the end of the day.
Yeah, I hear that. So, I want to talk about these. Have you heard about the gay neighbors? First of all, what's the biggest story in your mind? Did you talk about the Charleston killer? Did you hear about that?
I heard a little bit about it, but I don't know too much of the details because I just heard
about it.
I just heard about it once I got home from work, so I didn't necessarily get too much into it though. But
I got to tell you some of the show prep tonight because I'm so excited for it. Listen to some of these stories. Florida man, you know that's going to be good when it starts out. Florida man checks to see if gun is loaded by putting it to head. Pulling trigger, kills self.
Darwin Award.
Yeah, seriously. Obama, and he might actually have a point after this last story, but he says that guns, it's too easy to get guns. Do you think it's too easy to get guns?
In states like Connecticut, maybe.
Yeah, that's where you're from.
But yeah.
Also, Liberland man has been arrested for being there. It's not like, oh, there was some crime and they had a trial. No, arrested for being in Liberland. This is crazy. We'll talk about that. Also, I've got a video of what New Hampshire politicians look like, and I want to talk a little bit about the interesting scene here in New Hampshire for politicians and the Shire dude trial, which was this week. You were probably at work during the Shire trial. All respectable people were at work, but all us heathens and bad activist types were at the trial of Shire dude. We're getting a call from one of the listeners in the chat. I'm hearing crazy echo from you, though. I'm gonna put you. Oh, sorry. Now it's off. All right. Hey, so what's up? What's on your mind?
Hey, Derek. Yeah, I was talking to you on IRC, Topher FM, and I had asked you about the jurisdiction. I guess I called it non-defense, defense, whatever you want to call it, that you're using in the Keene Court for your parking ticket.
Yeah.
And I was asking, I see if you could elaborate on exactly how that works, because I'm just not clear on the process.
So what I'm trying to do in the court is I'm still getting a bit of an echo, by the way. I don't know if there's any way that you can help eliminate that, but what I'm trying to do in the court. Oh, yeah, now it's completely gone. That's very good. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. When I go in, I'm objecting to being there, but I'm not making any affirmative statements one way or another. I just want to ask questions so that I can understand. What I want to do is plead guilty to the charge and get it over with. So, but that's pretty much just pretend. That's for show, because like
Which was the paper? It was an unsigned paper saying I plead guilty with no name on it.
No, it's got my name on it. It's just not signed.
Oh, okay, it's unsigned. Okay.
Yeah, so I write a very formal document, the same as it exactly would be if I want to. See, so let me back up, because like for most listeners, they'll probably know what we're talking about, but let me just give some backstory. Like, I get parking tickets in Keene a lot. I do this intentionally so that I can waste the time of the local bureaucrats and make the point that, you know, it's really not necessary. This is revenue collection, and it costs them more money to fight it. They just count on you not fighting it. And, you know, I think it's pointless. And if more people did this, then maybe they would stop and focus on real crimes instead of, you know, parking crimes. So just
it's a $10 ticket.
It's $5, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the backstory. So when I go in, I'm asking, Your Honor, you know, I got this charge against me. I understand. I did it. I was parking there. It was expired. But, you know, I want to plead guilty to this and get it over with today. All I need to know is, surely there is evidence that your codes and laws apply to me. You know,
Okay.
Obviously, what am I pleading to? You know, that these laws, that I broke their laws.
Right.
But I just need the evidence that they apply to me. And I'm sure you have them, Your Honor. I'm certain you have evidence that the laws and codes apply to me, because otherwise this whole courtroom would be a charade. There's no foundation to what you're doing here. There's no jurisdiction, is what it's called. And all trials require jurisdiction. All charges to take you to court require jurisdiction. So I'm asking the judge, am I presumed to be innocent? And he says, yes, of course. And he's really proud and happy to say that, because it's a softball question. But it's a trap, because I'm getting him to make affirmative statements while I'm asking questions, and he builds the foundation that I intend to build. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I ask, am I presumed innocent of all all elements of the crime? To which he's like, yes. Well, one of the elements of any crime is jurisdiction. But
So it's like a circle, a loop.
well, if I'm presumed innocent of jurisdiction, then what right does he have to hold me in his court?
Exactly. Yeah. And now I understand exactly. Now it's not a chicken or the egg, but it goes round and round. If I'm innocent, then I was never here, in a way.
Yeah. If I'm innocent, then you have right to hold me here.
I was never in the jurisdiction to commit said crime, right? Because you said that I'm not a guilty person by default.
Right. Yeah, he says I'm presumed innocent. Well,
thank you for clarifying that for me. That was the only part that I didn't, because everybody is, you know, on the internet spouting off, oh, well, there's state law, and, you know, you were in New Hampshire, so the law applies to you. But like you said, the presumption of innocence, I do understand now. Thank you.
Yeah, but the judge is not used to that assumption being challenged, because his entire system depends on it being legitimate. But there is no evidence. You and I both know there's no evidence that the laws and codes apply to me or you. They just will appeal to the stick. You know.
Sure. And they would assume that anybody would just give them the $5 and move on with their tail between their legs.
Yeah, and so my intention, if they do the appeal to the stick logical fallacy, is to say, you know, as respectfully as possible, because my goal is to produce videos out of these. And so I want to play a character, they're playing a character, but they lose their temper, and I want to look all calm and cool, because usually that's the person who looks good in the video. So this is like practice for me, and it's very cheap. It's only $5 over, you know. So anyway, I want to say, Your Honor, with all due respect, that's circular logic. You're making the argument the codes apply to me because the codes say they apply. You know, and I don't want to pull too many hypotheticals and say, you know, if I did the same to you, then you wouldn't respect it. But, you know, certainly he wouldn't. Anyway, I appreciate you calling in, Topher FM, and I'll see you in the chat room. Have a good night.
Thank you, Derek. Have a good night.
Cheers. Hey, this
Bye.
is Flaming Freedom, and you can call in on Skype. Flaming.freedom is our username. Or dial 413-418-2677. When we come back, outrageously gay neighbors. Relentlessly gay.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Boost Kid Essentials Nutritionally Complete Drink, providing your picky eater with essential nutrition and great taste in one drink. Visit
So
us at
funny.
Yeah, I know, right?
So funny. Yeah. So I wonder if I wonder how many of the listeners got what I was talking about the parking ticket thing.
Yeah.
It's been going on for a while. If you're new to that, check out my website right now, theDerrickJ.com, has the video from my trial, my recent courtroom. Fun. And we are in the chat room at flamingfreedom.com/live. Forgot to mention that too.
To the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberland Network delivered in the way you prefer?
Yeah. So when we come back, let's talk about what do you want? Where do you want to go first?
Let's see here.
Make these a little bigger.
I always do the Florida man one. That would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florida man. Florida man. It's like a superhero.
Yeah. Florida man.
Florida man. That's his. Is that? Yeah, that's a good theme. What do we got here? Stuff on the phone. Check. Do. Boom. If I were a single guy with no kids, no ex-wife, etc., I'd be off to New Hampshire already.
Nice.
That's what he says. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people in that situation. I think.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the first wave movers were all single, and it's all like
willing.
The stars are aligned, you know.
Yeah, and
But we have to be the first people who move, you know.
Yeah,
if it's not us, it's it will never get off the ground.
Yeah.
Just saying. It not that we're so important, but there needs to be a first wave of people who don't have the tie downs and the commitments and restrictions and responsibilities in a location. Like a lot of tech people move here first, or people who work from abroad, like via computers and stuff.
Or young people like ourselves.
Yeah. Hey, talk closer into the microphone. It makes a big difference when you are talking straight into the cock versus turning to the side and whatever. Yeah. Oh, you've seen my movie. Thanks. Yeah, the carry permit thing. Oh, that is such bullshit. So annoying. I'm carrying right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
With other LRN listeners on our message board at forum.lrn.fm. That's forum.lrn.fm.
Welcome back to Flaming Freedom. We're live at flamingfreedom.com/live. There's a chat room there. There's also live video of the show. Joining me tonight,
Marcel Fontaine, also known as GayKay47.
Woo! Yeah. And I was just talking with Topher FM. He called in over Skype. And he He was just talking about my carry permit stuff in the chat room. That's so annoying. Can I share with you about that? First of all, I want to share with everyone, I got a gun this week. I'm really excited about it. It's been a long time since I got one. It's my second one. And I haven't been able to go out and shoot it yet. Hoping to do that sometime after PorcFest.
Nice.
There's also a shoot at PorcFest.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping maybe that'll be a possibility. I'm not sure when that is. Haven't checked the calendar. That's out. But yeah. So the backstory is, I like guns. I'm not a gun nut, you know. But I was denied a concealed carry license because I've been arrested for a couple of, you know, stupid things. Like, nothing violent or no victims, which you can all verify for yourself. All my crimes are on video at victimlesscrimespree.com. So it's all free to go watch the movie yourself. But being denied a concealed carry license over all of that bullshit is not fair. It's annoying. It means that I have to unload my gun when I step into the car and unload it again when I step out.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Which, you know, you shouldn't be doing that with a gun.
Yeah.
You know, it's very prohibitive. And I should be able to conceal it under clothing. Like today, I went out to the diner with a couple of friends, and I wanted to be able to have my gun with me. And I'm not able to put it under my clothes where it's I would think it's just more polite. It's more appropriate. Like, I'm not against open carry. I get the statement it makes and everything, but
yeah,
it's just, I get that it frightens some people, and I don't want to be frightening to anybody. You know what I mean?
That is true.
You're a gun guy. You're GayKay47. Yeah. Do you open carry?
I have open carried once with my friend's gun,
but not on a regular basis.
Not on a regular basis, though. Like, I mean, like I can't go to work with my with a gun. I mean, like, yeah.
So, yeah, this was my setup today. This is the way that I went to the diner. For those who are watching at home, it's kind of hard to see because it's on black, but you know, I have 2 magazines on my side, and then 1 firearm on this on the other side, both holstered and secured. But I would prefer that they be like up close onto my body and that you not be able to see that. It's not obtrusive. It's not like I'm walking around with an AK-47 on my back.
Yeah.
But you know, people could see it if you're walking around. It's not hidden like I would want it to be. Anyway, let's talk about these relentlessly gay neighbors. And as a transition, we have a very special song for you. All right.
People in the Houses of Parliament masturbate. People in Buckingham Palace, they masturbate.
Baltimore woman's yard called Relentlessly Gay, so she's making her yard even more relentlessly gay.
Lollipop ladies, lollipop men, masturbating. People living in substandard housing, not able to afford acrylic paint. They smash up for shelter. And they
so, in Baltimore, Maryland, after hanging some colorful lights in her front yard with her daughters, Julie Baker received a note from a neighbor. Let me see if I can do a screen share here.
Let's singularly on our own.
Dear resident of Blank Avenue, your yard is becoming relentlessly gay. Myself and others in the neighborhood ask that you tone it down. There are children here. Keep it up, and I will be forced to call the police on you. You need to have respect for God. Signed, a concerned homeowner.
Like a family.
Crazy.
Masturbate.
So she's responding with a GoFundMe campaign here, of course, no big surprise. She says, I opened my door and I found a note from my neighbor. Regarding a set of rainbow jars, solar lights hanging in my yard that spell out love and Ohana. They informed me that the neighbor is Christian and has children and asked me to stop being so relentlessly gay. Needless to say, I need more rainbows. Many, many more rainbows. So I'm starting this fundraiser so I can go work to make my home even more relentlessly gay. If we get high enough, or if we go high enough, I'm presuming this is on the GoFundMe campaign, I'll see if we can get a rainbow roof. Because my invisible, relentlessly gay rainbow dragon should live up there in style. Put simply, I am a widow and the mother of 4 children. My youngest is in high school, and I will not relent to hatred. Instead, I will battle it with whimsy and beauty and laughter and love, wrapped around my home, yard, and family. What a nice story.
Yeah.
And you can see, if you're watching at home on the screen at flamingfreedom.com/live, there is the candle display and the sign. Just so embarrassingly stupid.
Yeah.
Some people. What can you do?
Yeah, the nerve of some people.
Any updates on this family on what their yard looks like now? Well, I guess that was published today. That was on the 18th, so they haven't bought their glitter and rainbows and stuff yet. But
yeah, it looks like that she's handling the situation pretty good.
I want to talk about guns some more.
Yeah.
I'm still not over it. Florida man checks if gun is loaded by putting trigger to head, pulling trigger, and killing self. 49-year-old man from Mims is dead after shooting himself in the head accidentally on Sunday. According to WKMG, Charles Cooper and a female friend were on property that he owns in Mims, a town in North Florida, when the gun went off. I don't like that they put that in the passive voice, because it's not like guns just go off.
Yeah,
when he pulled the trigger of the gun, like when he shot himself, would be a more accurate way to put that. But they're putting the passive voice spin on it, probably because they're anti-gun.
Yeah.
The two were having a barbecue at the time and had been drinking, according to police. According to police, Cooper was pronounced dead at the scene. The examiner's office is set to perform an autopsy. Gee, I wonder what that autopsy will reveal. Drunk and stupid. Sorry, dead man and surviving family members. Although I'm not that sorry. What you could have done something to prevent this. Didn't you know he was that stupid? You must have known he was going to kill himself.
Yeah, guns and alcohol don't mix.
Yeah. No, well, I don't know. What do you think about guns at bars? Is that okay? We'll be right back.
There is no such thing as attention span, according to Jerry Seinfeld, who figures that people have an infinite attention span if you are entertaining them. Hey, he's kept us from channel surfing for several decades, and now he's making more millions as a Las Vegas headliner. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important, especially if you're looking for work. So choose every single word as though it was the last word the person you're speaking to will hear. Otherwise,
worms. Wow. I'm Holland Cook. Brr, brr, brr. Holland Cook is pretty cool. Holland Cook's cooler than me. He got his picture taken with Robin Quivers this week at the Talkers convention. I follow this guy on Facebook, the guy who's doing this ad. Survival Speech. There you go. Survivalspeech.com. He's on sometimes. He's on at like MSNBC or one of those shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is my voice so like tonight? It's really low.
Yeah.
I must be tired.
Yeah. I'm pretty exhausted.
Let's do this. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
Obama says it's too easy to get guns. That's what we're going to talk about next. It was too easy for that guy. Impossible. Someone says it's it. Okay. Okay. This guy in the chat room says it's impossible to get an out-of-state permit. I was telling him I'm thinking about getting one in New Jersey. You know? Because I got family in Jersey, so when I visit them, it would be nice if I could carry the gun concealed. And it's a May issue state, so you know they may issue it, right? I've got a chance. I've been denied here, so it's unlikely that they would issue me one anywhere, let alone a May issue state. And from what I understand, he says it's impossible. New Jersey doesn't respect any out-of-state permits. Zero, he says in all caps. And I'm thinking maybe I should just try it and document it. You know, like, why not try and get out-of-state permits in every state and document how difficult it is, or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, like
it'd be a waste of time and money, I guess.
I know that in Connecticut, you just have to go through a lot of bureaucracy involved in order to get your pistol permit.
Even the in-state one?
Even the in-state one, like, it's just like, you have to go through, like, the training class. You have to go. It's just like, you have to go through fingerprinting and stuff like that, and you have to go through, like, it's just. One of the reasons why I moved to New Hampshire.
It is a good reason. Hey, this is my movie.
Hey, who do you think you are? Excuse me. There is no video or audio allowed in this.
There isn't?
Today, this is going to wait now. Wait a minute. Hey! Oh my God! Unbelievable! Because you're scared of me. What am I being paid for? Being served.
They do scare me.
Yeah.
You are being served. I love that line. What is this? It's just like, you're being served. Like, oh.
Derrick J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free
Being
and order
served.
the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com.
I'm being served.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
This morning, I spoke with, and Vice President Biden spoke with Mayor Joe Riley and other leaders of Charleston to express our deep sorrow over the senseless murders that took place last night. Michelle and I know several members of Emmanuel AME Church. We knew their pastor, Reverend Clementa Pickney, who, along with 8 others, gathered in prayer and fellowship and was murdered last night. And to say our thoughts and prayers are with them and their families and their community doesn't say enough.
All right, he's going to get to the part where he talks about guns soon.
The sadness and the anger that we feel.
Here's
I've had to make statements like this too many times. Communities like this have had to endure tragedies like this.
Oops, I tried to zoom it in too big, and then it's
this morning.
No.
Communities like this have had to endure tragedies like this too many times. We don't have all the facts, but we do know that, once again, innocent people were killed in part because someone who wanted to inflict harm had no trouble getting their hands on a gun. Now is the time for mourning and for healing. But let's be clear.
Let me be clear.
At some point, we as a country will have to reckon with the fact that this type of mass violence does not happen in other advanced countries.
Yes, it does.
And
mass
it
violence
is in our power to do
does
something
happen
about
in
it.
Countries.
Yeah, exactly.
I say that recognizing the politics in this town foreclose a lot of those avenues right now.
What?
But it'd be wrong for us not to acknowledge it.
President and CEO of NAACP called the mass shooting.
Marcel, did it sound to you like Obama was basically saying, I'm going to take your guns?
Basically, that's all I really heard.
I really felt like that's, I mean, he's, it's not like, I don't know. There are some places where there's not gun freedom, and just New Hampshire just feels like impenetrable to that.
Yeah,
like I just don't feel like that's a possibility.
Yeah,
I don't think that is one.
Yeah, like whenever when I moved to New Hampshire, like I never even heard about any sort of like shootings and so like that and stuff like that in New Hampshire. While like when I was down in Connecticut, like I always heard like New York news and so like that. I always kept on hearing shooting after shooting after shooting and like gang violence, and I don't necessarily hear that in New Hampshire.
No, it doesn't happen. And the interesting thing is, like, where there is gun freedom, there is less crime. In places where, like in Washington, D.C., or Chicago, New York City, all the places where the guns are prohibited, there's horrible gun crime and crazy amounts of murders and deaths because people can't defend themselves.
Exactly.
There's only the criminals who have the guns. And so I just feel like the only person who, like, me carrying a gun is about personal responsibility. It's about not wanting to outsource my protection to the police or to anyone else besides me. I'm responsible for my body and for my property and my life. So that's why I carry self-defense.
Exactly.
But it's the same. Well, it might be the same. People have different reasons for doing things, but people who learn karate, they learn that as an empowering thing for self-defense.
Yeah.
So I just see it the same way. And people like Obama saying there's too many guns, it's too easy for people who are bad to get them.
And
it's
yeah,
like they're going to get them anyway. So we need good people to be able to get them.
Yeah, like, and I even know individuals that they want to carry a gun so they could protect their family too, and so that they could protect their
into the mic.
That they could. I know even some individuals that want to carry a gun because they want to protect their family, they want to protect their loved ones, and so like that, and yeah, they also want to protect their own selves too.
Yeah. I feel so much safer the instant I put a gun on my hip. I mean,
yeah,
I am more empowered in that moment. If there was, I know it's so unlikely. It's really crazily unlikely that there's going to be some robber who jumps into the house, breaks in, and jumps up and storms and tries to attack me. But it's almost a chicken and the egg thing, because part of the reason it's unlikely that's going to happen is because so many people in New Hampshire carry guns.
Yeah.
And have guns in the home.
Yeah, like I mean, like, you'll probably not even get into a car crash, but every car has an airbag.
Yep, that's a good point. And so Obama says that guns are too easy to get. Nay, I say they are too hard to get.
Yeah.
Well, what should we do, Marcel, if we don't like it from Obama? Move to Liberland? No, that's not going to work either.
So
Check
today
out
at
this story.
1630, one of the Liberland Settlement Association members and a Liberland citizen, Ulrich, was forcefully removed from Liberty Island. Ulrich was passively resisting.
Was removed.
They had to drag him off the island.
Passively
and now
resisting.
He's facing God knows how much time in Croatian prison. I believe the Croatians are acting totally outside of their jurisdiction.
The Croatians.
We want Ulrich released. And if Croatia wants good relations with us, like we want with them, they should pull back this unheard aggression and stay in their own waters. Thank you very much.
Stay in your own waters.
Oh, Lord.
So this is Ulag being arrested by Croatian police. As you can see, the video here. He is passively resisting. They drag him along the ground. Just a heroic act and beautiful videography on the behalf of the person recording. The police boat comes and takes him away. Now, why would the Croatian police arrest a man who is not on Croatian property? Why are they doing this? Why are they taking him to Croatia and claiming that he is trespassing?
He's on the land, is he?
Yeah.
Hey, the guy in green got on land.
Have you been in jail or prison before?
Oh. But I've been stranded on boats. I think that's worse.
Yeah, says he's been stranded on boats. He thinks that's worse. So what do you think about Liberland now, huh? Punk? No, I don't know. I like the idea of Liberland. I like the idea that there's people courageous enough. For those who don't know, Liberland, do you want to give some backstory on what it is, Marcel?
I believe that Liberland is sort of like a a new country that just like developed, and so that it's just like that taxes are a lot more voluntary. That you basically don't have to you don't have to pay taxes. It's completely it's voluntary. It's sort of like it's very low. It's very lenient place, I think. But yeah.
Lenient, but they're not impervious to the Croatian government.
Yeah.
Now they're in between Croatia and I believe Romania.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not too sure.
But the Romanian government hasn't been coming after them.
Yeah.
Right?
Like,
it's just been the Croatian one. They came and arrested the Liberland president, Vít Jetlik. And anyway, I will be following Liberland as the story develops. But let's talk about New Hampshire. What's it like here? Well, take a listen to Dave Ridley's interview with New Hampshire politicians during an ambush interview. They completely ace this thing. He tries to get them on like all these. Oh, you're probably against people smoking weed, right? No, I'm not against that. It's pretty cool. One of the reasons why I live here in New Hampshire is because the politicians are so freedom friendly.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. This is Flaming Freedom.
Are you tired of governments
Hey, it's
murdering
me.
people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-local currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at weusecoins.com. That's weusecoins.com.
Here's a breaking medical legal alert. Attention, users of the diabetes drug Actos. If you or a loved one has taken Actos, then developed bladder cancer, or if a loved one has died from bladder cancer after taking Actos, you may be entitled to significant financial compensation from the pharmaceutical giants who made these drugs. Our experienced attorneys are dedicated to help you get the money you're entitled to, but time may be running out on this opportunity, so you must call today. The information is free. There are no fees unless we win your case. If you or a loved one has developed bladder cancer or something worse after taking the diabetes drug Actos, call right now and learn your legal rights. This is an advertisement not valid in all states. I am a paid non-attorney spokesperson. Call the Tort Attorneys 24/7 right now. 800-430-7924. 800-430-7924. That's 800-430-7924.
If you can't listen to the Liberty Radio Network's internet streams, free satellite channel, or radio affiliates, no worries. You can listen to LRN.FM from any phone, anywhere. Add this number to your phone. 213-493-0309. It's a long-distance call, so make sure you're familiar with your phone's calling plan. The Liberty Radio Network listen lines are locked into our stream 24 hours a day. Call 213-493-0309. That's 213-493-0309.
Liberty activists around the country are starting to realize politics alone won't set us free. So what will? At Liberty on the Rocks, we believe the answer starts with living your principles, spreading ideas, and connecting with those around you. By starting a Liberty on the Rocks network, you can make a difference by uniting libertarian thinkers. Find out how much fun it is to build your local network from the ground up. Visit libertyontherocks.org today to get started.
DVD, books, music, instruments, periodicals.
Yo. Hey, Marcel.
Yes. Wow. Hello.
You sound like you're in a hallway.
Yeah.
Like a really long, dark hallway.
I am the Rocket Man.
Yeah. There's someone in the chat room saying someone wants to make it impossible to have guns. Yeah, it is. It's already impossible to have guns, like everywhere. I'm gonna leave your mic the way it is. I like that.
Okay.
It's already impossible to have guns everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm doing
I
this
agree.
now. Except for New Hampshire, it was pretty easy. I made a video out of it.
Yeah, like, even like, probably getting, even like, getting a concealed carry permit is.
For most people, that's easy.
Yeah, but for you,
If you're not me.
it's pretty hard.
As in Creative Commons. You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
Flaming Freedom returns. FlamingFreedom.com/live. We're there in the chat room, signed in. If you want to chat with us there. It's pretty lively tonight. Excited. Shire dude trial. Oh no, wait, we were talking about something else. Oh yeah, New Hampshire politicians. They are so great. Check out these interviews that Dave Ridley does of New Hampshire politicians. He tries to ambush them with some difficult questions, make some good video where they look, usually saying something bad, but they are saying something good.
Question for you. Are you one of the reps that voted to keep folks from being able to carry firearms in parts of the state house?
Voted against?
Yeah, are you one of the ones that voted against people being able to carry firearms in part of the state house? You voted in favor of it?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Now, do you know if that affects just the lower part or the gallery? Is the gallery now cleared out?
Honestly, I believe that it affects just the lower part for the House members.
The gallery was already a gun freedom zone.
I'd have to check on that. I can't. I gotta be honest with you. I don't know for a fact.
You don't have to know everything.
So
thanks for talking to me in the cold.
No problem.
What's your name?
Bart from.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Thanks, bud.
Very approachable politician. He answered every question. Oh, Ridley, we don't need all that. Yeah, but he answered every question.
Right, ma'am?
I am.
Question for you.
Sure.
Please tell me you're not one of these folks who celebrates beer but tries to keep marijuana illegal.
You want me to tell you that?
Well, if it's true.
I celebrate beer, certainly. And it's always fun to try different ones. But I'm against legalization of marijuana. That's what you're asking?
You see a little bit of hypocrisy there, double standard?
I'm not against the decriminalization.
Oh, you're not against it. Oh, okay. So you were. Okay.
No. You told me that you wanted
Cue
me to
the
be.
Thug Life
great.
music.
No, I'm not against it.
Oh, good. I see. Great. Yeah, well, that's how rumors get started, but I'm glad to correct that one. Well, good. Thank you for your support of criminalization in that case. Well, what's your name?
I'm Christy Bartlett from
Okay.
Concord.
And I'm a badass.
Okay.
Especially talking to me out in this 0 degrees.
No, that's okay. It's January. It's supposed to be cold.
Yeah, all right.
And I can handle the cold.
You may
Because
want
I'm
some
not a
Props to
whip.
my sister.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Anyway, I love Dave Ridley. He does some great work. And now he's on Free Talk Live. Have you been hearing him?
Oh, I haven't been hearing him lately.
Yeah, he does Free Talk Live now. It's so cool.
Nice.
I was at the Shire dude trial this week.
Oh yeah, how did that go?
You didn't go.
Yeah, I didn't go. I was too busy working.
Busy being a productive member of society, not like those other people. Get a job.
Yeah.
I don't have one right now, so I was able to go to the Shire dude trial.
Even when those people yell, get a job at our place, like I just say, I have a job. Thank you very much. Bye.
You have a job?
Yes.
Yes. Working. We already covered. You work with
special needs kids.
Special needs kids.
Yeah.
Is that? Did you guys have to have a talk about what the PC terms are? Like you say, special needs. That's the appropriate term. Are there others that you learned about during the job?
You just basically have to really watch what you say
Yeah.
at work, and so that's about it.
So here I am at the Shire dude trial. Those of you who are watching along at home can see on screen. I was video recording, and Shire Dude wore a ridiculous hat that looks like a mushroom. It's like a Mario Brothers hat, like what you would imagine Toad would wear. And he wore that in court.
Nice.
As a defendant. Just, I guess, in solidarity with Bo Davis, who has been arrested for wearing a hat in court. And it wasn't even a court day for him. He was just in the pews.
Yeah.
You know, in the audience. And Ian Freeman here also wore a hat. You can see he's chalking outside of the courthouse. Shire Dude also joined in the chalk activism. I recorded that. I didn't feel inspired to chalk anything that day. But you know what? It ended up being continued, Marcel. So after 2 hours of waiting for a judge to arrive. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Like, so about 10 people show up. You know, I came from Keene with Ian. We're going there to video record, make an event out of this. It's almost like they knew that we're there to waste their time, because they ended up wasting our time and sabotaged it. Because I drove out an hour and 15 minutes there, then waited for a half hour for the thing to start, and then 2 hours after that for the judge to arrive, because the judge wasn't even there. Started at 1:15, then the trial, you know, he got there at like 3:30. So then the prosecutor and it is there, or it isn't there. So Shire Dude is sitting there as a defendant himself. The judge shows up, and a lady walks in and says, "Sir, Your Honor, the prosecutor is supposed to be defending this today is sick. He's not able to make it. We ask for a continuance." And Shire Dude objects, and the judge overrules. And he says, you know, I would give you a continuance day if you were sick. I'm just going to give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, they deserve it. So after 2 hours of waiting, the judge didn't show up. The prosecutor didn't show up. The state gives itself a continuance. And Shire Dude has to have another trial date in August. So it got rescheduled for August. So we'll be doing this again. Hopefully more people will attend. It can be fun. I mean, we can make a lot of fun out of these things. There was some behind-the-scenes drama. From what I understand, Shire Dude's going to be producing a full video about it, incorporating everyone's video they were rolling.
Nice.
It was very cool. We did have a little hang-up, too, about court security. See, the court would only allow video cameras if you were registered, if you were a registered news agency, which freekeen.com is.
Yeah.
I blog for freekeen.com. So, you know, I should be able to do that, but I didn't have my press badge with me.
Oh.
Now,
bummer.
A press badge is not hard to get.
Yeah.
You can make one yourself. In fact, everyone who has one has made their own.
Yeah.
So these the Free Keen badges anyway. So everyone else has their badge and they get in, no problem. They're telling me I can't bring my video camera in, I can't record because I don't have the badge. I can't prove I don't work for freekeen.com. Ridiculous. This never happens in the district court. And the other thing they were saying was that you can only have one camera per trial. So, like, even though Shire Dude was there with 3 people with cameras, only one of them can record. And then only one person can do still photos, and only one person can record audio. They just made
pretty
shit up.
ridiculous.
They were just making rules up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, these are just some arbitrary things that we're just going to
It was just some
impose
bill.
onto you.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I was like, I'd like to see that in writing. You know? And he didn't have it in writing, of course, because he was making it up.
Yeah.
And so he ended up not enforcing it. And there was a good little tiff between him and Ian, which I hope ends up on video somewhere, produced, you know, maybe by Shire Dude. We'll see what happens. But there was an interaction where a bailiff was telling Ian that he's not allowed to video record before the trial. And Ian was making the argument, you know, if a bureaucrat, if a person who is paid for by tax dollars and is on the clock is talking to the defendant, my friend here, who I'm here to record, I'm going to record it, even if it's before the trial. You know, you're on the job, you're on the record. If there's nothing interesting going on, I'm not going to record. But as long as you're making it interesting, I'm going to record you.
Exactly.
And he wasn't recording that interaction. It was just a hypothetical. And he was pushing the bailiff to see, like, well, what would be the consequence? What will you do if I record you? And he wouldn't say.
Wow.
But what do you think he would do?
He would probably kidnap him.
We all know he would. He would lock him up for a little bit. Who knows if the charges would stick? It doesn't even matter. They can drop him later if they don't feel like it. So PorcFest is coming up. Are you going there for the full week?
Sadly, no. I might just go for like the weekends here and there, but that's about it.
I forgot. I'm not calling it PorcFest. I'm calling it PorcFist.
Oh, PorcFist.
Yeah, for Flaming Freedom's sake.
Nice.
Although that's not nice. I'm so not into that. It scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, I'm not into fisting either.
No, that's for the really hardcore. What's wrong with people who are into fisting? Is that just a total normal?
I don't know. Like
normal.
I don't
fetish that we
necessarily
should
find
respect?
it like I don't find it arousing. And I don't want to experience that. Being like completely like getting into
No, I don't want that.
No, just no.
Hillary Clinton thinks gays are devils.
Wow.
Do you think? No, that's not really true. I'm being hyperbolic. But there is a Clinton took charity. Clinton charity took up to $10 million in donations from African churches, which called homosexuals devils, despite Hillary's support for gay marriage. So she'll just take anybody's money. It doesn't care.
Yeah.
Doesn't care about you, the gays. And I want to bring it back to the LGBT libertarian perspective here on Flaming Freedom. When we come back, we'll talk about how evil Hillary Clinton is.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your AMP will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. You can help by joining the AMP program for just $5 a month at amp.freetalklive.com and getting perks. That's amp.freetalklive.com.
Did you know that you can listen to LRN.FM 24/7 via our free-to-air satellite channel? From Mexico to Canada, our signal covers nearly all of North America. All you need is a view of the southern sky, an affordable receiver, and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you're a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage map and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm.
New Hampshire is under quarantine as walking corpses devour the flesh of the living. Max is 11 years old and surviving alone. Slow-moving and non-thinking, the dead swarm his home. Now he must apply his Porcupine Freedom Scouts training to improvise his escape. Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, or read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
More Flaming Freedom is coming up next, live after the news, here on the Liberty Radio Network, LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Thursday, June 18th, 2015. Silver is trading at $16.16 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,187 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $250. Antiwar.com reports Saudi warplanes attacked a civilian convoy north of the southern Yemeni port city of Aden, killing at least 31 civilians in what is among the single deadliest incident in the 3-month-long Saudi war against Yemen. Medical officials say the civilians were fleeing northward from Aden, a city which has been the site of constant fighting between pro-Saudi forces and Shiite Houthis. The convoy included a bus carrying 16 passengers, which was among the targets the warplane hit. Saudi strikes over the course of the war have killed many hundreds of civilians, over 1,000 by some reckoning, and appear to have done little to reverse Houthi gains in the territory, leaving their own faction with only a handful of possessions nationwide and the leadership pretty much entirely in exile. There are peace talks going on in Geneva aiming to resolve the war, though the Saudis aren't directly in talks with the Houthis, and the pro-Saudi Yemeni government in exile is demanding unconditional Houthi surrender if they want to have any talk at all. For over 35 years, Robertson Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co. UPI reports the Federal Communications Commission will fine telecommunications company AT&T $100 million for apparently misleading consumers about unlimited wireless data plans. AT&T apparently sold unlimited data plans to customers, but then capped and slowed their data speed after customers used a set amount of data each billing cycle. The company continued this practice without telling the consumer, according to the FCC. FCC Chairman Tom Wheeler said in a statement, "Consumers deserve to get what they pay for. Broadband providers must be upfront and transparent about the services they provide. The FCC will not stand idly by while consumers are deceived by misleading marketing material and insufficient disclosure." The FCC receives thousands of complaints from consumers of AT&T's unlimited data plan since 2011. The company responded by stating it slowed down the speeds of some users who use data heavily to make sure services ran adequately. The company also asserted it was fully transparent with consumers. AT&T spokesman Michael Bell Morris said in a statement, "We will vigorously dispute the FCC's assertion. The FCC has specifically identified this practice as a legitimate and reasonable way to manage network resources for the benefit of all consumers." When her plush and comfy life suddenly and unexpectedly fell apart, Brooke and her dog Cloud set out to defy the odds. If this is a man's world, as they say, living on the streets is no place for a young woman. One day she awoke in the redwood forest and realized she had become a hobo, and would ultimately come to know exactly what it means to survive. How to Be a Hobo by Brooke Willett is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. Reuters reports a driver for Uber is an employee, not a contractor, according to a California ruling that eventually could push up costs for the smartphone-based ride-hailing service and hurt the closely watched startup's valuation. The California Labor Commission's decision could ripple through the burgeoning industry of providing services via smartphones, with potential implications for other crowdsourced services such as Uber rival Lyft, chore service TaskRabbit, and cleaning service HomeJoy. The ruling, which Uber insisted applied only to one driver, was the latest in a series of legal and regulatory challenges facing the company and other highly valued startups in the United States and other countries. The June 3rd ruling, which applies only in California, came to light on Tuesday after Uber appealed it in a filing in state court in San Francisco, where both the company and the driver in the case are based. Classifying Uber drivers as employees could mean considerably higher cost for the company, including Social Security, workers' compensation, and unemployment insurance. Because it is appealing the ruling, Uber will not have to change the way it does business for now. Uber said in a statement that officials in 5 other states have found that its drivers are independent contractors. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
In this week's Onion Tips section, 5 easy ways to adapt your deplorable and parasitic existence for the upcoming Armageddon. Tip 1. Focus on preparing your home for any number of disaster situations, which still probably won't take your mind off of your impending death or the myriad mistakes you made in your short, pitiful life. Tip 2. Make sure your linens are clean prior to the upcoming catastrophe, as these are likely the very same sheets on which you will soon be slowly asphyxiated. Tip 3. Take some time off work and spend your last days free from the bonds of the oppressive machine that was just about the only thing giving you a purpose to your otherwise insignificant days. Tip 4. Spend your final waking minutes before the end of the world with your family, knowing full well you'd rather be doing a number of other gratifying yet completely depraved things. Right, sicko? In other news, a smitten foot fetishist thinks these may be the two. A woman and her gay best friend go on another one of their little adventures, and a dead daughter would have wanted a $220 million liability settlement.
This is the Onion News Network.
Welcome back to Flaming Freedom. We're live at LRN.FM, the Liberty Radio Network, and also at flamingfreedom.com/live. There's a chat room there, as well as video built right into the webpage, so it's very easy to interact with other listeners and see what's going on behind the scenes at the show. Tonight, it is me here, Derrick J.
With Marcel Fontaine, also known as GayKay47.
GayKay47. And we're rocking and rolling here in the free world of the Shire. And we were just talking about a woman who wants to control us and you, and she thinks that she has the gay vote in her back pocket, but I won't be voting for Hillary Clinton.
Neither would I. I will be voting for nobody.
I might as well be voting for nobody. I'm voting for Vermin Supreme.
Yep, I want my free pony.
So you aren't voting for Vermin?
I'm voting for Vermin.
He says a vote for Vermin is a vote completely thrown away.
Yeah.
So here's a story from thedailymail.com. Clinton Charity took up to $10 million donation from African church, which calls homosexuals devils. What are you doing? Where are you going? Just repositioning your headphones? Yes. Despite Hillary's support for gay marriage, Clinton Health Initiative received $1 million to $10 million from Cameroon Baptist Convention's Health Board. The Baptist Church in Africa says homosexuality is on par with incest and bestiality and is a devilish type of thing. Are you a believer in devils?
I am a believer. I'm a believer in devils, but
you believe in devils.
Well, I believe in one devil though, but yeah.
Hillary launched her campaign with a video featuring a same-sex couple about to get married. So you think that these guys might be right?
No.
What if homosexuality is a devilish type of thing?
I just don't necessarily. I don't necessarily like I don't agree with what they're saying, like homosexuality being a devilish thing.
Should she give the money back?
I believe so. Yes. If she won't. Yep. But yeah.
Well, there's a pastor who's willing to go to jail over this gay marriage stuff. If you've heard, there are I forget what his name is. Shoot, I'll look that up during the next segment. But anyway, the whole gay marriage thing and the support of it, I feel like the Democrats have got the gays in their back pockets, the same as they've got like the black demographic in their back pocket. You know, they
with all the minorities, with like the Latinos, the Muslims, the gays.
Who do Muslims vote for? There's a Muslim demographic.
That some Muslims, like they vote mostly for like Democrats and stuff.
Really? That's a thing? I didn't know that they vote one way or another. Like I know about I know about certain demographics, but I didn't know about Muslims. I guess I should, because it's like the largest growing religion in the world, right?
Yeah.
Next to non-belief, fortunately. Anyway, I saw, speaking of demographics, a really weird story, no surprise, out of Ceylon, called White People Must Answer for Charleston Church Shooting, which is like obvious race baiting. This is an opinion article by a man named Derek Hunter. It's just some contributor, but he writes, you know, something that, to me, if you just from the title alone, if we replaced this, I mean, and look at the headline here, just to prove I'm not making this up. It's a real story at the Daily Caller, Ceylon. White people must answer for Charleston church shooting. And if
what
you
do I have to answer to?
Well, right. And if you replaced white people with any other group, gay people must answer for Charleston church shooting, or black people, or Muslim people, or whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll get some really big backlash.
Oh
for
my
that.
God. You would never hear the end of it. Oh my
Yeah.
God, you wrote this horrible article and you'll never get hired anywhere ever again. But no, you can write what white people must answer for the Charleston shooting, which wasn't that. What does that even mean?
Yeah, like what do I have to answer to? What do we have to answer to?
Right. Well, according to the author, before the first body is buried, before the monster who did it is caught, the liberal website Salon has declared the. Oh well, no, this is a contributor. This Derek Hunter guy is a contributor to the Daily Caller, writing about the Salon article. But he says, the liberal website Salon has declared the horrific Charleston church massacre violence white America must answer for. The story is still developing. At present, Charleston authorities are reporting that the mass shooting and likely right-wing domestic terrorist assault is a hate crime. And it probably is. I mean, I know the definition of hate crime, like all crimes are hate crimes, right? But
yeah,
it probably was a racial-based crime. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't. I don't know the specifics,
well,
but it seems like
it could have been racially charged.
It seems like it was a young white guy who shot a bunch of black people in a black church, right?
Yeah.
And in one of his photos that has been released, he's wearing a South African apartheid shirt. So it's like, okay, great. So you like apartheid. The story is developing. It says the motivation of the shooter is not known, but his actions are his own. Still, Salon has no qualms about assigning motivation and blame to the politics of those who don't agree with their racial radical agenda. This isn't the first time the establishment media assigned motivation and a political belief to a monster after they shot people. The Colorado theater James Holmes was called a Tea Party member by ABC News simply because someone in the local Tea Party had the same name. Andrew Stack flew his plane into an IRS building in Austin, Texas, and the media assumed he was a right-winger. The Boston Marathon bomber was initially blamed on right-wingers. And I don't know why they have to make this a right versus left sort of thing.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
Here are some of the phrases and words that are likely not to be used by corporate news media in the discussions of the Charleston mass murders at Emmanuel Baptist Church. They include, what is radicalizing white men to commit such acts of domestic terrorism and mass shootings? Are Fox News and the right-wing media encouraging violence? 2, is something... Oh, this is so weird. So this is... it's so hard to understand. This is from Salon. So this is like what the bigoted guy is saying. 2, is something wrong with the white family? Why are their sons and men so violent? What should law enforcement and white politicians do about white crime? Is the Charleston mass shooting just one more sign that America needs sensible and reasonable gun control policies? Where are the white fathers in the white home? It's so weird that these questions, like, I know that people will ask that, you know, she's trying to flip the script about, like, people ask where are the black fathers in the black home.
Yeah.
But that's actually an issue.
Yeah.
That's not I mean, that is a question to ask because it's something that sets them apart from other demographics.
Exactly.
So it's not a question that we ask about white people because white homes generally have fathers. When will white leadership step up and stop right-wing domestic terrorism? This is crazy. Is white American culture pathological? Why is white America so violent? And finally, are the appropriate role models for white men and boys, or are there appropriate role models for white men and boys? Could better role models and mentoring help prevent white boys from committing mass shootings and being seduced by right-wing domestic terrorism? Okay, so I'll give it this. It's fair to flip the script. Good on them for trying that out. You know, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, but I think they missed the mark on this one. This is Flaming Freedom. We'll be right back.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
Are you looking for an excuse to come check out New Hampshire this fall? You're invited to Keenvention. Keenvention is your chance to meet dozens of key liberty activists from across the Shire. You can explore the beautiful little city of Keene, discuss various forms of activism with seasoned veterans, do some Robin Hooding, and learn about making the move.
I am letting listeners in the chat room know that the call-in number is 413-418-COPS or 2677. And oops, I misspelled it. Flaming Freedom. Man, they're putting a lot of pressure on you here in the chat room, GayKay47.
Yeah.
You guys are harsh.
Here's a chance
I'll be right
to do
back.
a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google.
And I can't wait for that
Between the
donut.
LOL cats,
Oh.
the recipes, the hot
What?
girls, the inspirational sunrise memes. Free Talk Live is post. Pass by.
Wait, no. Say that into your microphone.
It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts,
Someone said GayKay47 is really cute and seems to be such a nice guy, but not very good for radio, perhaps.
And then a sad face.
Yeah.
And then what did he say?
Love you guys. Take care.
And then he left. LRN Newbie 492. LRN Newbie 492. It's okay. We'll see you later. You can join us. You can catch, you know what's good for podcasts and shows like this is listening in 1.25 speed or 1.5 speid.
Yeah.
You can usually still make out what people are saying and you get to consume the media even quicker.
Yeah.
If you're a junkie like me. All right, I'll be right back.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Hi, I'm Daryl W. Perry, and I need your help to give away my newest book. Yes, you heard that right. I want to give away my newest book, A Rebel's Journey. The book describes my path to the ideas of liberty, which began as a search for traditional values. I will only give away the book if I reach my fundraising goal of $2,500.
But wait, there's more!
If you donate, not only can you get the ebook and the audiobook for free, but you can get bonus audio content, including interviews with Jeffrey Tucker, Lynn Albrecht, Ben Stone, Gardner Goldsmith, and Stephen Kinsella. Or you can get a signed copy of the paperback book and more. Your donation will serve to replace the profits I would have earned through a more traditional publication of the book. The funds raised will allow me to get the book into the hands of more people and to promote the book to a wider audience. To find out more about the book or to donate, visit arebelsjourney.com.
You can connect with the Liberty Radio Network via our Facebook page at facebook.lrn.fm. That's facebook.lrn.fm.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Flaming Freedom. This is Marcel Fontaine, also known as GayKay47, and
I'm Derrick J, and I'm a little late because I went to go grab a bite. But thank you, Marcel, for taking over. Hey, people were dissing you in the chat room during the break, and I want to bring that up. Because you have a stutter. We talked about that before.
Yes.
Or it's not really a stutter. It's different from a stutter. What do you call it?
I believe it's a speech impediment.
Yeah, it's just an impediment. There's a roadblock there somewhere. And, like, I don't know the science of it. I don't know how all that works. Do you?
Are
you born with it, or do you can overcome it? People can overcome their speech
like I mean, like, that's what I try to do. Like, I was even worse when I was a kid, but yeah, like, I'm trying to, like, do a lot better, like, and I'm actually, like, and I'm just, like, trying to, like, be on radio, trying.
I know. I think you do a good job. Yeah. I wouldn't put you on if you didn't do a good job. You know,
exactly.
You've been on the show before. I asked you back again. I don't think you're that bad.
Yeah.
But some loser in the chat room was like, "All right, I'll see you later." I thought it was rude, but it's also like, is it something that you encounter a lot? Is this an obstacle in your life?
It could be sort of an obstacle, but I'm trying to get over it a little bit. Like, I'm trying to, like, get myself a lot more, let's just say a little less socially awkward, I guess, if you want to put that in that sense. But yeah, like, I'm trying to, like, branch myself out more and get out of my shell and stuff like that.
Yeah, what was your motivation? What made you say, I'm gonna branch out of my shell now, as opposed to any other time?
This has been, like, going on for quite a while. It's not, like, just now and stuff like that. But,
okay. I feel like I got my own Stuttering John here on the show. I sort of idolize Howard Stern, and yeah. Howard Stern has his cast of characters, and Stuttering John was one of the favorites on the show for many decades, I think. And anyway, no, it's fun.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a place for all different voices on radio shows and podcasts and, broadcasts of all kinds. So it takes all flavors.
Yeah, I realize that my voice isn't necessarily the best for
Neither's
radio,
mine.
but yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so Hillary Clinton sucks. Obama's a liar, a socialist, and his feet stink. Salon.com is race baiting. What else is new? Hey, PeaceKeeper has a new app. Did you hear about this?
Hi, I'm Cody,
I heard a little bit about it.
PeaceKeeper is about to revolutionize the way people protect
their
families, their communities, and their country. It is disruptive. It is cutting edge. And it is the future.
Yeah.
I want you to imagine a world in which wherever you go, you will have access to a protection system
grammatically correct,
that is far superior than the status
quo. I should stop interrupting. Yeah,
where you'll have fast and reliable networks consisting of people who share your values, where you'll be able to call on private protectors who operate outside the state from the palm of your hands or the top of your wrist. There are some huge problems with the current protection system. Public protection is not dependable. People have given up their freedom for a facade of protection. And when people become dependent on government, not only do we become domesticated, but community bonds erode. We believe that our values and technology will enable us to build something better. This is not some goal that is far off or unobtainable. Just as Uber has made heavy gains on an industry that is ancient and entrenched, so will we. PeaceKeeper starts with an app, but it's more than just an app. It's a mechanism for drastic change. It creates an opportunity to protect and save lives where before that opportunity did not exist. It's a way to guard your loved ones and your community from outside threats. It's a way for the prepared and willing to overcome in difficult times. And its technology can be used to gather evidence and hold people accountable of any status or position. It starts with an app, but it doesn't end there. Ultimately, you will have the power. You just need the right tools and networks. The tools to communicate quickly and clearly, to respond and get responders who can actually protect you. The ability to choose who will be responsible for your safety, and the knowledge and training that you need to be effective. There are so many people who talk about what the world should look like. But if we want results, we need to do more than just talk. We need to be more committed than all the people who are working against those results. You have the power, and with you, nothing is impossible. You will be the difference between success or failure, between a paradigm shift or the status quo. So please, share this with your loved ones and join our campaign. We need you to help us fuel this fire. Without fuel, a fire quickly dies. So join us now and watch this fire rise.
All right, so that is pretty heavy. You know, hey, we got PeaceKeeper 1.0 is already out and free in your app store. You can get it on Android or iPhone, but you know it's lacking some things. It needs some improvement. I went and tested it. Do you have this app on your phone?
I have the app, but I try to keep on getting into the group, but it's like not letting me go in.
What
It's
group?
just-
You try and join the Keniacs group?
Yeah.
So here's what we got with PeaceKeeper 1.0. This is what it looks like. I keep it on my home screen on my phone here. So when I open up my phone, it's right there on the front. I hit the button and it opens up right away. It's got no issues, and then you select from here: medical, intruder, fire, abduction, or you can report for a neighbor. And in the 2.0, it looks like you can report suspicious activity, and it gets a little more detailed. It's it needs some improvement. One of the things that it needs to do that the 1.0 doesn't is follow your GPS location. Shouldn't be that difficult to add a line of code or something to say like, hey, the emergency is happening where I am, not at my home. So look for the, my GPS location and send a signal out to tell people where I'm at. Another thing is about joining groups. You can only be a part of one group. You should be able to have different circles where you can be a part of different groups and respond to different calls.
Yeah, exactly.
So that someone could maybe even become a professional peacekeeper and be a part of all these different groups, be a paid person, like, oh, well, I'll join your group for a certain fee or something. I could see this really replacing the police. Once
I saw that ad, like I was just like, I was like in chills. Like this is actually this is basically the competition for police. It's just amazing.
It's finally happening, and it's really all thanks to this one guy, Cody Drummond, who's made it his goal to produce this app. He's doing it at any cost, really. He wants to see this out.
Yeah, exactly. And I believe it's a very innovative tool, and it could actually, even outcompete the police.
It is doing that. This Indiegogo fundraiser for 2.0 is asking for a crazy amount of money. I want to see if we can interview Cody. And see if we can steer this in some way that's going to be more economical, because I love the app. I don't love the Indiegogo fundraiser, to be honest. We'll be right back. This is Flaming Freedom.
Cato University is the Cato Institute's premier event of the year. It's being held this year from July the 26th to the 31st at the Cato Institute's state-of-the-art headquarters in Washington, D.C. This annual program brings together...
I want a donut so bad. I want donuts. There are half-price donuts at Dunkin' Donuts right now. GayKay47 and I are waiting to go get some.
Yeah.
Oh, you're muted. Here you go. Try again.
Yeah, I want my glazed donut.
You want glazed?
Yes.
Just regular vanilla glazed or chocolate glazed?
Regular vanilla glazed.
Last time I was there was it last night? Jesus Christ. I just am such a hot. I got chocolate glazed with chocolate frosting on top.
Oh, nice. That sounds good.
Chocolate.
Wow.
So everybody knows them for the BBC. Chocolate.
Yep.
Chocolate only. Okay, so where are we going with this? What do we got? We got PeaceKeeper. Boom. We got Hillary Clinton. Talked about her. Oh yeah, Robin Williams in his final role is playing a man coming to terms with being gay, like at age 60.
Oh wow!
You want to see the ad for this?
I didn't see the ad for it yet.
Yeah, let's watch this. Let's watch it on the air. And should we talk more about PeaceKeeper?
If you want.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so the first comment on this, check this out. I should show our listeners for behind the scenes what we're looking at. I truly feel that this is for the PeaceKeeper 2.0 Indiegogo. I truly feel that the creators of this app are living under some sort of delusional thinking that needs treatment. I hope that it's just some sort of scam for money, so people this disconnected with reality aren't real.
Wow. So being in competition with the police is some sort of like some sort of like unknown ideal to most people.
Yeah, it's amazing to me because it's all about personal responsibility. Is personal responsibility that offensive and scary and unbelievable? Like, oh, shocking that people want to be able to defend themselves without calling the government.
Yeah.
The government doesn't do a good job of protecting you.
Yeah. They'll either shoot your dog or put your put a flashbang into a baby's crib.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They do that. All right, so I'll show the listeners that when we come back. We'll talk about Robin Williams and his thing. And then, Uber. The California government has been putting Uber cars on blocks.
Wow.
Did you know this? Look at this car. You can't even see that picture. Let me make it bigger.
I see it.
Like they put them on blocks. Rude.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. It's not nice. This website, this does not load very well. FEE, Foundation for Economic Education. Whatever.
Yeah.
Here's what it looks like.
It's more than just activism, with regular social events each week. See what's happening at freekeen.com and get connected with video, audio, free books, a forum, and activist tools you can download and use in your area at freekeen.com. That's freekeen.com.
While our satellite channel is free to listen to, it's not free for us. You can help us cover our satellite costs with the chip in on the right side of the page at lrn.fm.
Yeah. All right. LGBT, queers, and queens. We're back. We're going to talk about California government putting Uber cars on blocks. Robin Williams, in his final role, plays a gay man who's coming to terms with being gay. And let's first return to comments on the PeaceKeeper app video. This is the fundraiser app that we were just talking about. And here's the first comment on the video. It was just published a couple of days ago. Let's see, from the 14th, yeah. And today's the 18th. I truly feel that the creators of this app are living under some sort of delusional thinking that needs treatment. Actually, let's see if I can. No, I can't. I hope that it's just some sort of scam for money. So people this disconnected with reality aren't real.
So I guess people who think that I think that that basically people who just like think that you can't be in competition with the police is just like it sort of mind boggles them, and they're just like they just don't see it.
Let's see what Coplock has to say about PeaceKeeper.
Anyone familiar with this channel knows that it's important to film the police. The right to initiate force and the lack of personal responsibility claimed by police employees makes for a deadly combination. Many who call 911 find themselves victims of police brutality or worse. So what are you supposed to do if you are in need of help? PeaceKeeper is a revolutionary tool that seeks to empower you and those you trust to respond in real time to emergency situations. Rather than hoping a stranger will arrive in time to help you, PeaceKeeper helps you to establish an emergency response group made up of people who have your best interests in mind. PeaceKeeper also helps to facilitate training in medical, fire, and defense skills so that if an emergency should ever occur, you and those in your emergency response group are better prepared. PeaceKeeper is free for anyone to use. Thousands have already downloaded it. This is creating a real alternative to calling the police. But the PeaceKeeper team needs your help. Right now, they have an Indiegogo campaign to launch an even more powerful app. Reaching this goal will ensure PeaceKeeper remains free for anyone, anywhere, who wants to start their own peer-to-peer emergency response group. Imagine a world of more connected communities where we turn to each other rather than a monopolistic institution in our times of need. With PeaceKeeper, that world becomes possible. You already know that cop blocking is the first step. Join me in taking the next major step in building the free and non-aggressive society. Be part of the solution. Become a force for good in your neighborhood. Make a donation to support the PeaceKeeper app today.
Worms. Pete really says it best. He does a terrific job.
That just still gives me chills. It's just amazing.
Yep, and this is the latest one, so it looks like that is the one he just produced. So yeah, absolutely, PeaceKeeper, support them. They are awesome. All right, let's turn next to Robin Williams in his new role. This is the trailer for Boulevard, a new movie featuring Robin Williams.
I drove down a street one night. A street I didn't know.
We should think about a cruise sometime.
Wait, whoa. Nolan, take a vacation?
Are you happy? I mean, you've been here 25 years now, right? Almost 26. Must have thought about making a change from time to time.
Nothing turned out the way I thought, I guess. Suddenly, I'm 60 years old.
Well, you want to give me a ride?
Excuse me?
Asked if you want to give me a ride.
Sure.
Leo.
I'm Nolan.
I'm really swamped at work here, and the only way to get through it is if I stay late.
We have separate beds, separate lives, separate rooms. Why?
I need to talk to you, Leo. I went on a limb.
Get out of my house.
I'm just trying to help you.
I tried to call you at the bank.
Hey, princess. Where's my money? Hey! Leave him alone!
Oh my God, Nolan, what happened?
I can't fool you, can I?
No, you can't.
I love you, Joy. That was never a lie. It's just time for us to be in the real world.
Maybe it's never too late to finally start living the life you really want.
Wow, and what a tragic note to end on. Maybe it's never too late to start living the life you want, as the scene of Robin Williams walking down a path towards the camera is just so haunting and chilling. Even though, you know, it looks like an amazing dramatic movie, Robin Williams playing this role so well of a gay man, which I think he's played before in The Birdcage in a more comedic role, but it's something he can do. Yeah, and I'd love to see this test of his character, and it doesn't make me question his sexuality at all. I think he's pretty well established straight.
Yeah, he even like, you know, Robin Williams as an actor, he's just like, you know, amazing. Like he, like, you know, could play any role, whether if he, like, you know, is whether if he's even like, you know, Mrs. Doubtfire or something like that.
I'm gonna see it. What do you think it was even about? Like, this guy Nolan, he plays this loser. He's with his wife. They never have sex, obviously, because he's gay. They have separate rooms and beds and lives. And then he meets this gay guy who's like clearly gay, super cute, by the way. And he's asking, he's like, "Oh, you want to give me a ride?" And then he gets beat up because it looks like maybe he's some pimp or prostitute or something, or into drugs. I don't know, something wrong. And Robin Williams comes to his defense, tries to save his life, and gets beat up. And then he has to come out.
Yeah, like, it's just like, you know, I guess like, you know, probably got guys in their 60s, like, you know, might have even a little more harder, trying to come out, maybe. I don't know, maybe, yeah, like it's just like, it's just like a really dramatic role that he's playing. Like this might like, even be like, everyday life for like, for people who are a lot older and they're a lot, yeah.
That is scary to think about. I have friends who haven't come out yet. I'm like, are they going to grow up to be that 60-year-old who,
yeah, like,
has to come out later in life?
Yeah, like I even like know like some individuals that even like came out while in their high school and stuff like that, and I applaud them for that.
When did you come out?
I came out when I was out of high school. I was in college at the time. Like
yeah, I came out in high school. I was president of the Gay Straight Alliance in high school. So
oh wow,
pretty out.
Yeah, yeah, like a lot of people perceived me as like like the straightest guy they could know and so like that, and like a lot of people perceived me as like the straightest guy that they could basically like even know, like, and it was actually sort of a little harder for me, like
because of the perception that people already had about you.
Yeah, and it was a little harder to actually come out, so sort of concealed it a bit. Like whenever like I had like girlfriends at the time, but whenever like they wanted like sex, I just said no, I'm saving it to marriage. And yeah, like
they didn't buy that.
I don't even know. They might have bought it, but I'm not too sure. And basically like when I was like in college and stuff like that, like I wanted to like I really wanted to test it out for the first time, like, and then like I got
sex?
Yeah, like because
did you want a bottom or did you want a top?
I really had no clue at the time. Like
you just didn't know what you wanted. You wanted to have sex, but you didn't know what kind of sex.
Yeah, like
you didn't know if you were gonna have oral or what. Had
yeah,
you had oral at this point?
I at least wanted just to have a blowjob, at least my first blowjob.
To give one or to receive one?
To receive one and to
well, why didn't you have the women blow you before when all these women wanted to have sex with you?
Just couldn't get it up.
Ouch.
Get it up. Yeah.
Hey, when we come back, if all laws were suspended for a day, I would blank. Quote inspired by the Purge movie, where this is the scenario that happens. Anarchists respond to the question, if all laws were suspended for a day, I would blank.
There I am.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented
You're right
people.
at the top.
Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you got to keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. You likely buy all kinds of things online. Amazon is the largest online retailer. You can get what you need at the same great prices, and LRN gets a cut. Please do your online shopping at shop.lrn.fm. Why are you playing a slot machine sound for an online poker site?
Do you have a poker sound effect? Because we have a new advertiser, swcpoker.eu.
Brought to you by the same guys that did Seals with Clubs.
Hello.
Hello?
Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2.
1 2 3. I just cut off Mark. About to advertise for Seals with Clubs when you picked up.
We don't need that.
Do you remember the old ad where he would say, "Welcome to online Bitcoin poker with Seals with Clubs," like just laying it on as thick as he could?
No, I don't remember that.
It was a pretty funny ad, you know. Sort of just so overdone, you just sort of have to laugh at it.
Mark is so funny. I love hearing him and seeing him all the time. I love walking past him, doing the show.
Did you see that? He has a picture on Free Keen somewhere, I thought, that's really good. It's like he's got a cowboy hat on, and he's sitting at this table at, I guess he's at PorcFist or something, and he's just talking into the mic, but he looks for all the world like a farmer.
Yeah, I know that.
His kid, yeah,
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the one I tend to think of when I think of like what picture really captures the essence of Mark.
Yep, the one in the cowboy hat absolutely does. The PorcFest.
It's not the one in the wanted poster, so
no.
I guess it's not. I guess that's not what it is.
Have you seen? Are you on Twitter?
What about Twitter?
Are you on Twitter? Mark Edge Googling.
Oh yeah. And actually, I was more a fan of the newer one, Ian Pro Tips.
Oh, hilarious.
Like pro tip for when you have a couch on your lawn and you want to make it look as beautiful as possible.
Oh wait, we're coming back.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
Welcome back to Flaming Freedom. This is the final segment of the show, so don't bother calling in. The lines are already booked. It's Nathan on the line in Texas. Here, Derrick J with you, and finally...
And Marcel Fontaine, also known as GayKay47.
And we're going to close you out tonight here on flamingfreedom.com/live. Still room in the chat room for you. We were talking behind the scenes about some of the fun Twitter handles that you can follow, one of which is Mark Edge Googling. It's a new one, and this is what you will see. Share a Coke with bitch-ass motherfucker. What a great... tweet. I love it. It's featuring his mugshot photo as his profile picture, so several years old. Like, so what is Mark Edge Googling? Who is polyamory?
That's what I love about these fake Google accounts, is that they're so accurate. I could really just imagine Mark Edge sitting at his computer, looking at the Google prompt and thinking, who is polyamory? Click.
Yeah. Here's another one. Well-regulated minutia.
Is there any difference between the Mark Googling and the Ian Googling ones?
Oh, yes. There's a significant difference. So, you know, Mark talks about things that are more... yeah, I don't know. Well, they have personalities. So here's another example. Removing
Ian
all
Googling.
What?
I was gonna say the Ian Googling one is a lot of those like misunderstand the concept kind of Googles, you know, where you type in like a concept and then you're like, how tasty is militia, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, so here's some examples of Ian Googling. New Hampshire hip hop straight out of Concord. I hate radio instead of I heart radio. Pizzas in the stoner industry. A little role reversal because he's always talking on Free Talk Live about stoners in the pizza industry.
Yeah, some of these are so subtle that it's hard to, like, I have to think that it must be someone in Keen because they're just so subtle. Like, I didn't even get the pizza one until you pointed it out.
Amazon toothpick flags. So this is another one. I mean, like, the job that Twitter has done so well, because we were talking about toothpick flags on Free Talk Live that night. And so the person who runs the account, Ian Googling, was thinking, what would Ian be Googling today, right now? He would type in Amazon toothpick flags. It's just perfect. Another one, I'll let this be the final one, and then you can go and follow him yourself. How to know stupid activism from not stupid. Very good subject of many conversations. And anyway, they're very funny. Oh, but we weren't supposed to talk about that. We were supposed to answer the fill in the blank of if all laws were suspended for a day, I would blank. What have you got for us, Nathan?
If all laws were suspended for a day?
Yeah.
I'd create my own. I'd create my own colony with its own laws, so that when the laws went into effect the next day, they wouldn't apply. But then we'd be free after that.
Oh, okay, great. So there's like a 12-hour transition time.
Yeah, like establish peaceful, voluntarist anarchy in like a town or a state somewhere, and then prevent the law from reestablishing itself.
I think
kind of like wishing for more wishes.
That's a good one. We asked 20 anarchists, what would you do if all laws were suspended for a day? And Marcel Fontaine answered the question first. I would open a lemonade stand without a permit. That was a popular answer.
Yeah.
Another popular answer was Luke Thomas says, I would drink raw milk. Other popular answers include, I would cash out my 401k with no tax penalty for early withdrawal. And finally, the most popular one, not remove my USB safely. Very, very good. No, but there were some serious ones in here that I think are good for anarchists to include.
It's not actually a law, though. So
right. Some good anarchist ones are feed the homeless, start a garden in my front lawn, go fishing without a license, wash my car in my driveway, which is not allowed in some places, open my own business, and cut hair without a license. Collecting rainwater was also another one on the list, and putting an addition on my house with no building permit, which you can do in the free town of Grafton, New Hampshire. No building permits required. You can build any structure as ridiculous or large as you want. So pretty cool. Hey, what did you want to talk about, Nathan? You called in.
Actually, I was curious about Marcel's thing in the last segment about dating in high school, and it sounded like his experience wasn't really that different from yours. Is that about sum it up?
What, dating in high school? It was hard.
Well,
I couldn't date anyone in high school, but I dated guys from other schools. I don't know if you were doing that, Marcel.
He was sort of dating women a little bit before he came out, something like that. Or maybe I misheard.
I had one girlfriend sophomore year. Her name is Lenore, and we dated for 2 weeks in the winter of sophomore year, and couldn't have sex. And after that, I came out to her as bisexual, or as pretty much gay. Like, I was like, look, I'm gay. And that was that. And then I started dating guys. I found other, my friends set me up with guys from other schools, and they were like, oh, I know a gay guy. You'd be great together. You guys would be so cute. And it was true.
And Marcel, is that how it was with you? Or
no, I was even concealed even with my friends and so like that in high school. I didn't. I had the pleasure of actually dating a guy in high school. But
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to I don't know, not besmirch, but I was going to question the woman you were dating, like whether or not they actually bought it, because I mean, if you look at from a woman's perspective, I think that the way you might describe it is you only need to, I think I remember someone said this to me, you only need to drop a couple hints and they're tearing your clothes off. So I would think a woman who is in that position of like experiencing that and then talking to you and you being like,
yeah,
I don't know, I want to save myself for marriage. Like, I don't know if they would buy that, to be honest. Well, I mean, what do you think?
Were
they just trying to spare your feelings? Or
I don't know. I think they probably did not buy it, but yeah, it's in the past now. I don't necessarily see what it's in that. So
okay. Well, it's just there are, like you say, there are still people in the closet. So I was just wondering like how your story would relate to them, or like what they could take away from that.
Well, yeah, like I just say, like, if you're still in the closet and you're still in high school and stuff like that, it does get better. It does get better with time. And I know that probably your friends might, like, say like, say gay or whatever, but they're very accepting anyway. They're very accepting, and it'll definitely get better. It'll definitely get better with time. And just don't be afraid to be yourself. That's about it.
Wow, that was a beautiful, beautiful story, Marcel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sharing.
I mean, you're welcome.
That was so much more beautiful with that music bed, Derek.
Anything else you got for us tonight, Nathan, in Texas?
Nope, that's all.
All right, Rad. Thank you for calling in. We're at the end of the show tonight, but it's been a very fun Flaming Freedom. I want to thank you for being a part of it. We didn't even talk about PorcFest, which is coming up next week, where we'll be broadcasting live. You going to join us for the live PorcFest episode?
I think I will.
Come on, do it. I'm thinking, what should we do? Should we have like free liquor for the audience members to liquor them up, get them laughing and stuff? Get them into the room.
Yeah.
What kind of liquor should we get for them?
My personal favorite, Jack Daniels.
Oh man, you have expensive taste. All right, so we're giving away Jack Daniels for Flaming Freedom. We'll see if we can do it. If we can do it, we will. All right.
Little shots.
That'll be cool. We'll do shots with the audience. Wouldn't that be fun? We should do shots with the audience.
Yeah.
What a shit show that would be. Anyway, only at PorcFest is that ever going to be possible to happen. We'll be seeing you next week. I don't think we'll have a video being able to live stream for that episode. If we can, we'll try it. But
all right,
I don't think we'll be able to do it. We could do a recorded video in high def, but not live streamed. All right, it's been Derrick J here with you.
I'm Marcel Fontaine, also known as GayKay47.
And you can catch us all week at flamingfreedom.com. And don't forget to join the Gaynarchists group on Facebook. Peace.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around